Now, the COVID-19 pandemic has revealed a gaping African problem that the continent's leaders have committed to addressing, and that is the issue of the continent's lack of infrastructure and technology to meet her people's medical needs without relying on external aid that all too often fails to deliver on time. Now, steps have therefore been taken to solve this issue, with Africans seeking to utilize opportunities available to solve this issue once and for all. One important step that has been taken is to encourage pharmaceutical manufacturers like the non-profit organization Med Additives to set up their production facilities in Africa. Now, tonight we are joined with Dr. Dhiren Thakker, who is the founding president, and CEO of Med Additives. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Glad to be here.
I hope I didn't mention your name wrongly.
I think that was just fine. Thank you.
Can you tell us something about you and Med Additives?
Sure. I have spent my entire professional career in pharmaceutical sciences. So I have a PhD degree and training in biochemistry and pharmaceutical sciences. And after that, I worked at the National Institutes of Health, which is the largest biomedical sciences institute in the world. I then joined the US Food and Drug Administration. And after that, I spent about 9 years at Glaxo, which is now called GSK, in research and development organization. And last 24 years, I have spent at the University of North Carolina School of Pharmacy, training young scientists and young pharmacists. In 2019, I decided to step away from the university and start this nonprofit so that I can divert my attention to one of the most acute problems that you mentioned, and that is access to medicine. So I founded Med Additives with the overarching mission to address the issue of the poor access to medicine in many parts of the world, including sub-Saharan Africa.
So specifically, how will Med Additives help in improving to access medicines?
So I think one of the problems that we know and has been generally accepted by many is that until you have local manufacturing capacity, access to medicine becomes very tenuous, and even the smallest external factor can really interrupt the supply. So the best and long-lasting solution is to develop local manufacturing capability, and Med Additives wants to be a part of this solution and help develop local manufacturing capability.
What are some of the unique advantages of Med Additives that brings?
So we bring some very unique sort of features that I hope will help us make a significant change in the manufacturing sector in Africa. So we first of all, we bring incredibly experienced and talented team of people. Secondly, we bring state-of-the-art leading technology in pharmaceutical manufacturing, and I'm going to expand a bit on that. Traditionally, medicines have been manufactured by a so-called batch process for the last 40 years. Only in the last 10 years, there is a new technology called continuous modular manufacturing that completely changes in the way we produce medicines. And we want to bring this technology to Africa. This technology is very agile. It requires very little space. It can actually be set up almost anywhere. And most importantly, it can work 24/7. So we think that this technology can just completely change the scene of pharmaceutical manufacturing. We are also bringing blockchain enabled data science and data management system, which will allow us to really be very transparent with all of the processes that we have in our manufacturing entity. And it will actually enable the regulatory body to monitor us and regulate us in a very transparent and on a real-time basis. I think these two technologies together will completely transform in the way we manufacture drugs. And I hope that that is going to not only be us, but many others will emulate this.
That is a very good step. So briefly tell me your purpose of your visit in Rwanda.
So I've come here with three distinct goals. Number one, I've come here on a listening tour. We want to do this in sub-Saharan Africa, and we have a lot of assumptions about, what works, what doesn't work. I come here to actually listen to people here and take from them their feedback to make sure that we are on the right track and that we are really going after the right solutions. That's number one. Secondly, we also want to do a fairly detailed due diligence and feasibility study so that when we actually come in, we know that we are going to succeed. And finally, we also want to let people here know who we are, what our mission is, and how we can actually participate in this very important change in access to medicine.
Indeed, it's a very important change. Dr. Dhiren Thakker, founding president and CEO of Med Additives, thank you for taking your time to speak with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.